asking for help is not robbing someone. Hello, I'm Ranjan Kumar, founder Mystic Fusion International and authentic self-leadership coach. Well, a number of times when I found myself in difficult circumstances, when situations were not in favor of me and I felt very lonely and helpless, I had a pain in my heart that I'm not able to ask for help. And seeking help was something very painful for me, because I used to feel that when I ask for help, I'm losing a part of myself, and that I'm going lower and lower and lower. And I used to feel that this would put me in a dangerous situation. This would make me vulnerable, and this would project me in a wrong way to the world around. And well, a long duration went where I would not ask for help, and I would pretend as if I'm okay. I would not accept help from anybody, and I would cry alone, but I would not cry in front of somebody. I would cry in pain. I would suffer in helplessness, but I would not go out and tell that I'm not feeling good. And a number of times this would lead to suicidal thoughts. And when I of late see most of us have the same dilemma: what to do when you are helpless, what to do when the circumstances are not in your favor, what to do when situations are tough. And since we have been brought up in a culture where you are supposed to be that macho person who doesn't need anybody's help, and if you have grown up watching Bollywood movies, then probably you are that superstar, you are that hero, you are that star of the movie that doesn't need anybody's help, and that he or she is so bigger than anybody else in this world, that you can do things by yourself, and you don't need anybody's help in the first place. So it took me years to undergo this process of transformation, and I found that there is something we can do about it, and that something is trying to understand what exactly is this pain emerging out of. Where does this pain come from, and who is it that actually feels the pain? And I found that I definitely lose a part of myself when I ask for help. I definitely lose a part of myself when I seek support from my support system. And I definitely lose that part of myself which I built in my imagination. Now, if you listen for a few minutes, you will understand that, as in one of my previous videos, I told you that we have an authentic self and we have a conceptual self. And this conceptual self is that self which is losing a part of itself when you agree, when you accept the fact that you are helpless, and you reach out to somebody and ask for help. And this conceptual self is that which feels the pain when you become normal, when you feel normal, because it's normal to feel the pain, and it's normal to be helpless. And when you go out to somebody and say that I feel helpless, please help me, and this ego self doesn't want to do that, doesn't want this to happen, because it is brought up in a culture where you need to be manly, you need to be self-reliant, you need to put that bold self to the world, saying that I know everything, saying that I'm very good enough, so saying that I'm strong enough. And you feel that once you go out and you tell somebody that I'm helpless, you feel vulnerable, you feel weak, you feel that you are a nobody, and you feel lost in the jungle, because what happened to all that confidence that brought you until here? What happened to all that knowledge that you were very boastful, you were very confident about until last month? And what happened to all that skill set? What happened to all that wisdom? What happened to all that physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual strength? Where have they gone? And this is exactly what is painful. Well, if you focus for a minute, you will understand that it's not your authentic self which is feeling helpless, because it's beyond that. And it's actually your conceptual self, which you built out of your aspirations, out of your dreams, out of your ambitions. And this has become so big that it's supporting your ego. And since when you reach out to somebody and seek help, this becomes a big psychological barrier which is saying that, come on, how can you do that? You have been so bold in the past. You have been so strong in the past. Now you can't go out there and you can't tell somebody that you are weak, and you can't show your weaker self to somebody, because what would or how would the world perceive you if you show your weaker self? And this is the real fear which makes you feel as if you're losing a part of yourself when you feel helpless and you seek help. And today I'm here to tell you that being vulnerable, expressing your helplessness is human. It's your very nature, and you can do it without doing any damage to your authentic self, because your authentic self is made up of that natural substance that you are born with. You have not lost that. In fact, you have covered it with the sheets, with the layers of ego, which inflated your ego to a level where you probably temporarily might be feeling that you don't have any other self other than the self that you have created, other than the self that is visible to the world, and other than the self that you have created for yourself out of your own dreams and ambitions and aspirations. Well, here I am today to tell you that you are above your dreams, you are above your aspirations, and you are above your pains. Well, that doesn't mean that you don't care about them. That doesn't mean that you don't feel them. That absolutely means that it's very natural to have setbacks. It's very natural to go through that emotional pain. And it's also very natural when you go out to somebody, when you reach out to somebody, when you pick up your phone and you give a call to somebody saying that I feel lonely, I feel alone, I feel lost in the jungle, I feel lost in my thoughts, I need your help. Would you please help me? Would you please join me for a few minutes? And imagine if a person going through tough times just gave you a call and you were the person who reached out to help this person. Imagine how could that make a difference in your life and in the life of the friend who called you only for a few minutes. Probably that would avert any suicidal thought, or probably any other damage that could happen at a psychological level. Imagine how many of us could add to the well-being of this society, add more value to our neighborhood, add more value to our wellness. Then imagine how healthy we all could be if only we understood that it's okay to feel helpless. It's okay to feel weaker. It's okay to feel lost. And finally, it's absolutely okay to reach out to somebody and tell them and express your helplessness and seek help. And I would want to tell you that every time I went out of my way, every time I challenged myself, and every time I put my bold self in a way to express my vulnerability, I put my bold self in a way to express my helplessness, and I put my bold self in a way to be courageous enough to tell that I'm helpless and I need your help. I've always got help. I've always had friends by me. I've always had my family by me. And I've always had that support system of my society around me, with me. And I wanted to tell you that asking someone is not robbing someone of anything, you might be feeling that if I ask for help, probably I am robbing them of their individuality, or I'm robbing myself of my own boldness, of my own strength. And that's exactly why probably we don't ask for help. And I would want you to just play around with this idea that asking for help or asking anything is not robbing someone be it you or your friend. And if this could be a culture around, probably every one of us would be bold enough to go out and tell that I'm helpless. Can you please spend half an hour with me? Can you please spend a few minutes with me? I feel lonely. Can you be a friend? Can you share? Can you help me express my pain? And imagine what a beautiful world would we all be able to create together during this period of distress. This is such a lovely world around. I'm sure you are one of them who wants to help somebody. And I'm sure you are courageous enough to receive that phone call, reach out to the person and tell that I'm here for you. I'm a friend. Trust me. Express your helplessness to me, and I want to be that space. When you receive somebody's call and when you reach out to somebody to help someone, in fact, you are not a person anymore. You're that space. You are that space that is allowing the person to join you and expand and find that courage that this person is not finding within through you, which is actually being given by the universe. And you get a wonderful chance of being that space to channelize, to become the channel of energy through which the universe can reach out to this person and offer help. And when you ask somebody for help, you're actually allowing this person to become that channel and to channelize this universal energy to you, and you're actually doing a favor by asking for help, by helping this person open up to the universal force, the life force, to flow through them to you. And hence, I hope you understand, asking is not robbing someone, and you can go out of your way and tell your friend to be a friend and to help you find yourself. Love.